dispatched CS Mr. Karanja to Djibouti recently with some of the Miraa leaders who are sitting here to go and try to explore the opening of that market. And we are very happy that recently got a feedback from CS Karanja that the Minister for Trade from Djibouti will be visiting mail so that we can discuss that market with him after he has seen the production conditions in Meru County. We are also happy that he told us that the government is exploring ways of opening a market, the Miraa market in DRC Congo, and we are preparing ourselves to visit that country when their continents are renewed. We also have the Ministry of Trade, because KEBS has recently established the Miraa standards, which will facilitate the packaging of Miraa, both for our local and international market. So this shows very, very strong commitment for the government, and we believe that is why the two of you are here today. Without wasting time, let me try to summarize what this conference is all about. This conference is a combination of collective efforts by both my government, that the county government will have, the Kenya Medical Research Institute, and the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, towards bringing together key stakeholders in the Miraa subsector for the purpose of having a very honest discussion relating to Miraa and the Miraa sector. Various institutions, government agencies, scientists, academics, researchers, private sector players, farmers, traders, and other stakeholders have contributed in one way or another towards the actualization of this conference. So we have decided to hold this conference to clear the chronic scientific, legal, policy, and administrative contradictions and confusion which has made Miraa industry a Pandora's box. Miraa is one of the most attractive cash crops in East Africa, and indeed the entire world market. It is an economic ministry for many people of Kenya, and has led to economic growth and development in the country as it has been a foreign exchange earner for many years. It has put the ranch value chain spanning from producers to farmers, harvesters, packers, blenders, loaders, transporters, distributors, brokers, middlemen, exporters, and other players in the industry. Needless to say, Miraa is the backbone of the economy of Meru, and it affects about 500,000 people directly. These people, I'm sorry to say, who used to be rich, are now struggling on the fringes of extreme poverty. In recent years, the Miraa sector has suffered many handles, with several agencies, regulatory bodies, and individuals continuing to campaign against Miraa consumption and classifying it a hand drug. We saw the big story in Mombasa yesterday, when an account official stated very strongly and castigated the governor of Mombasa for opening the Miraa trade in Mombasa by waiving taxes, which is in line with what CS Betemena has been saying, that we should not put so many tax barriers between countries. But when it was implemented, being implemented in the past, Uganda came out very strongly, and we never feel very bad for that. The majority of our traditional markets, especially in Europe, have banned the sale of consumption of Miraa and the others, and the political ban entry of this product in the markets on the first grounds that Mira is on track. Recent research has however established that Mira is not on track. It's just that besides the stimulants, just like strong coffee or tea. The main objective of this conference is to provide a forum for discussion of very detailed scientific research in respect of Iran, the challenges within the sector, and also to explore ways to elevate the quality of Iran and Iran products which is produced in this country. We are not here to complain, we are not here to lament, we are here to find a lasting solution to the great facing this important problem and moving it to the next level. Another aim for this conference is organize and diversify the Iran sector by discussing innovative ways to achieve value addition to Iran and the enhancement of Iran marketing and trade through the regional and international levels. This will not help lead to the realization of great gains for the people of Europe, but also the nation at large. I consider this conference a step in the right direction, being conducted at the right time, the right place. We have done our part. You are the conclusion of this conference, Brazil. We have compressed no less than the question whether Mira is a hard drug or not. Secondly, if we can clarify what is the true government policy on Iran. Three, if we can look at the chemical composition of Iran and also consider the scale of nutritional benefits and will assist us in the process of reduction. We will also make a conference to establish the impacts of consumption on Iran, both personal and social well-being of our people, because some consider it dangerous. Lastly, at the end of the conference, we will be happy if we can explore ways and means of overcoming the challenges and unlocking opportunities in value addition, commercialization, and market access for the mineral products in this country and abroad. I am very, very happy that very high level talent scientists, entrepreneurs, and some entrepreneurs who are exhibiting the products which have been made in Iran. We are very happy to get the words that they have used scientific processes. I think then people develop Mineral wine, Mineral juice, Mineral sweets, and other products need to be exhibited during the course of this conference. But we are facing a lot of errors. Those gaps are not been able to satisfy them, and they are turned under the poison board has faced some issues. So, we would like these issues addressed so that we can open new innovative markets for Mineral products. Without much ado, I wish that the minister would have sat to listen to scientific presentations, and because of the pressure of work in their various offices, you know, just have to share the report with them. But for now, allow me to invite the video of this, make their remarks, and then we shall see how we move from there. All right, to start with the CS for trade and with the presentation. For the manner, this prayer of your county. I need to have
Thank you very much, Governor of Meru County, for the invitation to join you. Acknowledge the presence of my colleague CS, your son, the CS for Agriculture, the Honorable Peter Munya, who was also my boss, and our chairman of the National Development Implementation and Communication Committee, the Honorable Fred Matiang'i, who is also our chief guest. It's nice to be back home, Professor Wainaina. It's true, this is also my alma mater, and we didn't have this building here then. I think our biggest building was Helicopter. It's also good. See all the developments that have taken place. And I acknowledge the presence of the other leaders from Meru County and from within government. We don't want to take a long time because the purpose of the meeting has been clearly spelled out, focus on market and product diversification of Miraa. It is something that is dear to you, and I'm glad that the government of Meru County has taken it fit to host this scientific conference in order to first deal with the scientific properties of Miraa, dispel any notions that it is harmful, but more importantly, to focus, and that is really the role that we play as a ministry in a process of market diversification and product, both product development and market diversification. We know the impact of the Miraa sector in your business as a county, and that is why we have collaborated on efforts to do both, to do several things. In terms of product development, some of the work that is being showcased is work that was developed in partnership with the Kenya Industrial Research and Development Institute and with the Kenya Bureau of Standards. And in response to the question that has been raised by the governor, we are prepared to continue working with you in product development and development of the necessary standards. Once the scientists have concluded their work, or even as they conclude their work, the Bureau of Standards and KIRDI will continue to work hand in hand with you in ensuring that the necessary certifications are provided that satisfies the qualities and the recommendations that come from the scientists. The second way in which we continue to work with you is in matters of market development, which the governor has alluded to. It is true that several of our traditional markets have been hampered by the bans or restrictions on sale of Miraa, whether it's in the United Kingdom or in other parts of Europe, because of the science or the submissions of the day with regard to its effects. But this progress that we are making in this scientific congress may help us to regain some of those markets. In terms of the region, we have, Miraa is one of the products that we focus on in our national integrated export development strategy. It is one of the key products that we've identified. And therefore, as we reach out to regional markets and other markets that still accept the crop in its current form, we work very hard. We did field a mission to Djibouti earlier on in the middle of the year, and we look forward to the government of Djibouti coming to visit and to confirm to us that we can restart that trade. But the other markets that we're looking into is markets that include the DRC and Mozambique, Israel, and Yemen. Now, in the context of these markets, what I can, what I can report is that we will be visiting the DRC at the end of this coming month in November. That announcement on composition of the mission we will probably make at the beginning of next week. But for those of you who are part of the trade, we have received a communication on the status of MIRA from the DRC, and it would be actually helpful if some of you can join us in that mission. We're also seeking to visit Mozambique as another market in the region. But as this information comes, as it comes to us, we would be able to let you know. I think the emphasis here is as we deal with the health concerns and other concerns that have come from regulators, it's important to diversify the products. So this work on value addition and additional products is critical. And we've dealt with that in other products. We've dealt with it, for instance, in the context of tobacco, where we have seen the industry innovate and introduce other tobacco replacement products. And it's been led by the industry. So even as you expand, it's important that the industry leads in the diversification of products that come out of MIRA, so that it's not just consumed in its raw form. So we continue to promise you partnership from the ministry, and we will continue to work together. Asante sana.
So can we give Waziri a better heart? They're saying something very important. Somebody was telling me that when tea was growing in China, or started growing or being used in China, around the 16th century, it was being chewed like we chew MIRA. And it is over time that tea got processed, and now nobody chews tea leaves. So you can imagine if tea is being sold as leaves, then we sell MIRA. How much trade can we do? So he says the problem with MIRA is that it has been caught up in time. The way our great-grandfathers were using it is the same way we in the 21st century are using it. And he says it's our failure to transform. It's our failure to modernize the MIRA trade. So I think that was a very important point. Yeah, allow me now to invite our brother, the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Peter Munya, to come and make some remarks.
Thank you, Governor Raitu Murungi, Governor Meru, CS Matiangi, our chairman, my sister Betty, Professor Kiama, the other English guests. Let me also start by saying that I'm also happy to be here. I'm an old boy and alumnus of this great university. And we are happy that it has kept the fire burning, and the transformation that has taken place over the years here, the difference it has made in terms of training our young people and producing the manpower that we require as a country. Let me also say I'm happy to attend this conference, but I was ambushed this morning by my chairman, told me there is a conference on MIRA. and told me to accompany him. And I told him I'm not aware, I don't know what we are coming to discuss, but he said that the way we work, one government, then it is important that we come and join you in the conference. The objectives are good. I think it is very important for us to interrogate this very important crop as we look into ways and means of dealing with the challenge that is facing this very, very important crop that is backbone, or has been the backbone for the economy of Mary. Because, of course, I just learned about this morning, I may not say much, but I just want to point out that for us at the Ministry of Agriculture, even though we work together as one government approach, we largely deal with the issue of crop husbandry. That is the mandate, crop husbandry and research. Whereas my sister Betty deals with the trade element. But we collaborate, all of us, because at the end of the day, it is the resource and it is one government. And therefore, that collaboration is what is required to be also expanded so that the counties and the national level will work together to deal with the challenges that are really making it very difficult, increasingly, for Miraa to be traded and farmed. For us, we've already taken quite some steps in terms of supporting Miraa. As you remember, once the task force concluded its report on what we needed to do, what was left was the implementation, and we've been making strides in implementing the recommendations of the task force. One of them being, of course, dealing with the standards and the phytosanitary standards of Miraa, putting up markets for the local trade. That exercise has been going on. And the markets we have been putting up are markets as designed and recommended by the task force that was there before I joined the ministry. So that work is ongoing. And I think they are on the tail end of completing those markets and even balls, because part of this was also to start supporting livelihoods. The other key issue that we've been addressing with the leadership of the president himself directly was a diplomatic effort to try and see whether we can be able to reopen the markets that have been closed by some countries. That effort has been ongoing. We've not been able to have the markets opened yet, but we have sustained the diplomatic onslaught to ensure that those markets open, and especially the markets in our neighboring country that was closed and as compounded by other problems that we have with the country, the territorial disputes and other things. But the engagement is continuing. If you remember, very recently, the Prime Minister of that country visited, and we had a thorough discussion on the possibility of opening the market, and indeed it was even agreed that the market should be opened. And we even started arranging the transportation of Miraa to Mogadishu. But the political situation there keeps changing very rapidly. And before even the first lorry load or could be taken to the airport, something happened in Mogadishu, which involved even death of some of the key players at the top, and that disrupted the plan. But there had already been an agreement to reopen, and communication had been done between our civil aviation and theirs, and everything was settled until that issue came in and interrupted. Nevertheless, we are still continuing to engage the government there, even as you know, other issues are also complicating the situation And we don't like talking too much about those issues because we might complicate those negotiations that are ongoing. The other diplomatic effort we've undertaken, again with the leadership of the president, was to find ways and means of accessing part of the market of Somalia. That is Somaliland. Because Somaliland has its own government and runs its own affairs. And therefore, we've been making an effort to see whether it is possible to actually access that market. And if you again recall, the President of the Republic visited. It was a formal visit and engagement between our government and the Somaliland Republic. Indeed, I remember I was the escort of honor of the President of that republic throughout. And again, discussions were held and an agreement was also arrived at that we should resume trading, miraa trade and other trade into that republic. But again, because of issues of sovereignty and the fact that you got to access Somaliland by flying the other part of the country, objections came from Somalia. And those objections again delayed our effort to resume trading with Hargeisa. But as recently as the day before yesterday, under delegation, I met a delegation of ministers from Somaliland, led by the foreign minister, who paid a courtesy call. And again, we looked into the matter and we are looking at other ways of resuming trade without jeopardizing any other matter. And one of the key approaches, obviously, is the resumption of our air traffic between our two capitals. And again, discussions are ongoing, and that could happen as soon as KQ and other airlines have recovered from the challenges of COVID and be able to resume trade. So that is a window there that, again, we do not want to speak much about it until we are able to concretely reach there. But the challenge there largely is the issue of the airlines being down because of the effect of COVID. There is no legal barrier to traveling there. And I know our Ministry of Transport and their Ministry of Transport have been engaging on that resumption. That will provide us a lifeline for that market, even as we explore whatever that other markets that are available. We have also been working on a petition on the other markets because even though the other markets were closed, information we've been gathering is that the closure had nothing to do with miraa being bad, and nothing to do with science. It had something to do with more of local situations in those countries that could be addressed. And they've been advised from very reliable sources that a strong petition to those governments would also help, and we've been working on it, and we would want to just leave it at that, so that when we are ready, then we should be able to communicate that effort that we are trying to do for those other premium European markets. Suffice it to say that those efforts are being done. This effort is also welcome because in the long term, as the governor has pointed out, we need to see other ways and means of diversifying and packaging our products to access changing markets. I would also want to finally say that in terms of research, because research is critical, and that's why we are doing this conference. And we know we've had quite some research also done within the ministry. Indeed, I would say one of the leading researchers now is an employee of our ministry from Meru, a young man who has done food science at to have very high level and has been able to isolate the properties that are in miraa, the chemical components that are in miraa that can be isolated to provide other products that we require. And that research is there. We have actually appointed the gentleman as now the one ending the miraa research unit within CARO. That unit is the one that is setting up a research station in Igembe North, because a part of the recommendations of the task force was to set up a research station, and already land has been identified, some money has been, seed money has been provided to start setting up the research station. That research station will help not only in terms of dealing with the crop husbandry aspect of miraa, but also that food element that has been done. Very little has been done, but this young man has done some groundbreaking research to isolate properties within miraa that are useful. And he did a research points out that miraa is a very strong antioxidant, stronger than some of the antioxidants we use currently. In fact, the findings are that miraa ranks with kiwi as having the highest concentration of antioxidants. And that is key, because we are looking for, even during this corona period, we have been looking for things that can deal with the chemicals that mess up with our immunity. Antioxidants are critical because they deal with those things, the elements that deal with reduce our immunity and make us susceptible to ailments. So miraa has that element that is key, and many others. It's not that I can't often remember, but it's many other elements this gentleman has been able to isolate to give us the key issue that has been very difficult, isolating some of those elements that are sometimes treated as undesirable and getting those that are extremely desirable that could also be marketed and sold as products. So the next level, of course, is to take it to the other level, but the challenges that the governor has pointed out have been making it difficult to go to the next level, especially the issue of Nakanda continuing to treat miraa as a drug. Yet there is no scientific evidence anywhere that proves that miraa is a drug. So this has been the biggest impediment, and we're happy that our chairman is in charge of Nakanda, and he's here to be able to help us deal with Nakanda and make Nakanda comply. So that has been really the biggest, because you can't complete the cycle when certain agencies within government view this matter differently. So we need to be able to move to that other level that will help us deal with it. And Chairman, the biggest issue with miraa is really cultural. And I would even say probably even racist, where people view people, category of people, because of with you, miraa, you are viewed in a certain way. So there is some cultural arrogance in the way miraa is treated. Because why accept alcohol and accept tobacco and all these other things? But you have a problem with a small, a stimulant. that has not been proven to cause any problem. So it's because of cultural view, this is backward because you don't belong to that culture. It is part of that exclusion that we have always had in Africa, where our products, to get acceptability, becomes very difficult unless we are able, those other communities out there are able to appropriate them for their own good. Where they are not able to appropriate, they will always try to undermine it. So we shouldn't just view it as a scientific issue. It has also a cultural element. It has even a colonial element, where a good product can only emerge from some places for it to be treated good. So tobacco is good because it didn't emerge from here and we have big companies selling it. So it can be packaged nicely and we continue saying, oh, we can handle it differently. But miraa, because there's a subcultural element to it, even when it was being banned in Europe, it was that subculture. People, communities being viewed, those who are chewing miraa being viewed in a certain way. So we need also to work on that issue for us to be able to disabuse people of that element. And that has taken root here too. That's why you find even our own airlines, Mr. Chairman, Kenya Airways, mistreating people who transport miraa. Yet the law doesn't say miraa has any problem. But you see them treating you very badly, and you ask them why. They can't give you any reason. It is that feeling that people that element that we need to deal with. Thank you very much.
I think our brother, the minister, requires some bigger crowd than that. As I said, this is a collective effort. What we want are results. What we want are people to benefit. So as many of the suggestions, as many of the actions that can be taken from various groups, from various ministries, to enhance both production and sale of the products of miraa, we as Meru people will welcome them. And I am happy, Waziri, I know you are in a rush, but let me mention this. Madam Florence Kajuju is here. We went to London with her and appeared before a committee of the House of Commons which deals with drugs, the Home Affairs Committee. And that committee was chaired by a doctor, the MP for Cambridge, plus other members of parliament. And we made a presentation there. And the committee concluded that miraa is not a class C drug. It is not a honey drug. And the committee made that report to the House of Commons. But unfortunately, the House of Commons was controlled by the Conservatives, who are led by Theresa May. And they said they had made a campaign promise to ban all drugs and drug-like substances. So when it went for the vote on the floor of the House of Commons, then the House of Commons rejected the committee report, which had said that miraa is not. So really, it was banned in Britain on political rather than scientific grounds. Secondly, in Netherlands, the report is there. The Netherlands did not ban the importation of miraa because miraa is a drug. Netherlands accepts marijuana. You can take marijuana in a coffee house in Holland. But they said they did not ban miraa because it was a drug. They said they banned miraa because it was encouraging loitering, and it was also littering their towns. So I think that strong petition which Minister Munya has talked about, if it is strongly advocated by our government, I'm sure those markets could open also. Then let me also thank a minister who is not here, the CS Macharia of Transport, because as we are talking, he is building miraa sheds at the Isiolo Airport. I think they're almost complete now. And the whole idea is to remove the Toyota Hilux and these fast-moving miraa vehicles from our roads, so that we deliver our miraa to Isiolo. And then from there, the Miraa is airlifted to Nairobi or to other destinations, that I think that will reduce accidents and it also reduce the transport costs, from the Miraa industry. So the LCS Macharia, we are very grateful and we are very happy that different arms of the government in various ways are supporting this industry. Waziri, we know you are no nonsense minister. We know how firm you are, and groups like Nakanda, which are under you, acting without any scientific evidence, shouldn't be brought to line. I believe they are here. So now I request all of you to stand up and give a prolonged applause as the minister comes to address us.
Thank you. Please, let's get seated. My brother and my friends, Your Excellency, the Governor of Meru County, Mheshimiwa Kiraitu Murungi, my brother, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Honorable Peter Munya, my sister, our Minister for Trade, my sister Betty, honorable members of Parliament who are here, Mheshimiwa Maoka Mware, I saw you. Our Vice Chancellor, and I say so advisedly, Professor Kiama, because I think you are the most consequential Vice Chancellor in the country. I think around 50% of cabinet are alumni of the University of Nairobi. And all of us who have come here this morning. Let me start first of all by conveying sincere regards and good wishes from His Excellency, our President, to all of you stakeholders in the Miraa sector. It's a fact, and it does not need in saying that if you see 3 of us from Cabinet attending one meeting this morning, it means we have been mobilized, and it's because our boss wants us to work hard on this particular issue of Miraa. The President has made very serious demands on us. I'm going to outline some of them this morning, and of course insist that we ensure that they are done. But before I go there, let me thank Governor Kiraitu Murungi. I know that we could very easily say that you are doing this for politics or you're doing this because you're a leader in Meru. But I know, and I've listened to you, I've sat with you for a long time, and I know how passionate you are and how committed and driven you are on this issue of Miraa. And it's something that you've paid attention for a long time, which is a hallmark of your solid leadership and commitment to your people. You are not just doing it for the heck of it. And then if you listen to my brother Peter Munya here, talk so passionately about this, then you know for a fact that we are all mobilized, both at the national government level and at the county government level, to address the issues of Miraa once and for all. So I will go straight to the issues. My two colleagues before me have spoken on this matter, and I have the following proposals to make. One, the challenges we have with the Miraa sector now is for us to have institutional alignment. Institutional alignment will lead to even regulatory harmony. In most cases why we have challenges in the public sector is because of occasionally we have a little bit of chaos in terms of how we manage public policy. So that one hand does not know the other hand as view. Nakada is saying this, the Minister of Trade is saying that, our colleagues at the Ministry of Health are saying that. I promise that, at the end of this, because I'm going to propose to you, Governor, that further to this meeting today, effective now, we are going to now make an intergovernmental standing committee between the county government of Meru and the interministerial committee on Miraa, so that we begin working on this issue of Miraa in a much more coordinated manner than we have worked before. And therefore, I request that at the end of this conference, would like to see the recommendations and the outcome of this conference so that it's domesticated in the interministerial committee that is chaired by PS Weru. And you give us a team from the county government of Meru. We begin now a standing arrangement of consistent work together. And if we do so, then you will not have one agent of government saying one thing and another agent of government saying the other. Like what Nakada is saying is something that we need to check. Anyway, it's true, they work under my ministry. I promise that I will speak to them to revise their position and stop harassing Miraa traders and farmers across the country. And if there is any particular issue to be sorted out on Miraa, it's now going to be dealt with through that intergovernmental framework, where we have cooperation and coordination between the interministerial team on Miraa, that is chaired by our PS in Trade, Pierre Ambassador Weru, and the team that we have from the county government of Meru, so that we have that intergovernmental synergy in addressing this particular issue. Already some work is being done in that direction. It's just that we need to institutionalize it so that it's understandable that this is how we are going to work institutionally. Because you had my colleague, the Minister for Trade, saying that the team that is going to DRC Congo, from next week, the planning will include the county government of Meru and the stakeholders in the Miraa sector. That is the way we will go if we want to achieve the desired results. But you see, we cannot work in piecemeals and in silos and hope that we will get the results that we desire. So my proposal, effective today, is that we have a standing intergovernmental team on Miraa. Intergovernmental because it will bring the county government of Meru and the interministerial team, as I said, that is chaired by the PS Trade, together in addressing these issues as we move forward. Secondly, it is our responsibility to support, and it has been outlined by my colleagues, to support product development and, of course, market development. And we will put resources in this and ensure that within our policy framework, both at the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Trade, we address the challenges that we are facing together. Already, following instructions that had been given earlier by His Excellency the President to our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, discussions are going on with various governments, as have been outlined here by my brother, the Minister for Agriculture. We are having discussions with Somaliland. We are having discussions with DRC Congo. We will open discussions with other destinations where Miraa would go. This work has been going on, and we will remain engaged throughout until we open up new markets for Miraa and expand the sale of Miraa across our region. Thirdly, we will provide infrastructural support as government to the marketing and trade of Miraa. And the infrastructural support ranges from building the sheds and the markets that the Ministry of Transport is doing at the Isiolo Airport, building sheds in parts of Meru, and also at the same time supporting the stakeholders in the Miraa sector as they move around looking for new markets. But most importantly also, we will pull in more actors to provide support to work that will lead to product diversification in the Miraa sector. KEMRI is a public institution. I'm grateful that you are participating in this, and we will request our Cabinet Secretary for Health to provide more support to the institution, probably actually come into the interministerial team on Miraa, so that then more other health agencies can participate in enhancing information available on Miraa, so that we deal with this negative campaign against Miraa as a drug. Fourthly, I think whatever other support that is required in terms of product development, in terms of research, again, with the setting up of a research institution by the Ministry of Agriculture focused on Miraa, we will put more resources to ensure that we enhance this research. Inside the next 2 to 3 years, we should get out of arguments about whether or not we should do Miraa to seeing a broad range of products. I can see from the program and the promotion, Miraa wine, Miraa juice, and many other products that come as a result. The focus really is to ensure that Miraa farmers and Miraa traders have got enhanced opportunities and enhanced markets, and therefore, of course, enhanced income. And that is how we fight poverty, by providing livelihoods to our people. I want to undertake on behalf of my colleagues across the board that we will stay on this assignment. First, of course, because it is the vision and focus of His Excellency, our President, to ensure that we support Miraa farmers and Miraa marketers and traders effectively, and we are going to continue to do that. We will also remain focused on this because in developing Miraa, we are developing the economy of a critical part of our country, as it were. And fourthly, of course, we are enhancing our foreign exchange earnings by opening up new avenues and new markets for Miraa within the region and even beyond the region. So as we go forward, I don't want to look like I'm impeaching on my sister Betty Maina's responsibilities, but I'm going to request her that when we have some of our trade missions, around, and when we have our business meetings, especially with some of our visiting heads of state and visiting interlocutors, be they cabinet ministers, we start including Miraa stakeholders as part of our teams as we go along, so that we stop this habit of trying to bastardize Miraa traders and Miraa farmers as though they are people engaged in, a criminal enterprise or people who are breaking the law, when in actual fact, they are growing and developing a product that could be consumed for the good of others. I mean, I agree with what my brother Peter Munya says. I can't understand for the life of me why a country would allow the sale of marijuana and then frown at the sale of Miraa, except that I think it's our responsibility to do more in terms of marketing and petitioning other governments to open up the market spaces for Miraa, as it were. Your Excellency, the Governor of Meru, you can expect and will get full cooperation of the national government on this matter. You will get a total support from all of us. And again, from the point of view of an all-of-government approach, it's a matter we have taken up very seriously, and we could not make the statement much more seriously than we have by ensuring that all three of us are here, and we will continue these conversations as we go forward. On my part, because my responsibility is implementation of government programs, I am waiting for the report out of this conference. I am looking forward within the next 7 days, inaugurating the intergovernmental standing committee on Miraa with you, bringing together the interministerial team from national government and your team from the county government of Meru, so that we outline clearly and draw a roadmap on what we are going to do, so that we can begin to show results. Because as our president insists, what matters more than anything else is results. We begin to show results. What we have done with the money that we have been given, what we have done with the time we have, and what we have done with the institutions that we have and the capacities that we have built as a country. I look forward to great work together. I wish you all the best. And of course, it's my distinct honor and pleasure to declare the National Scientific Miraa Conference officially open. Thank you.
As you said, Waziri Matiang'i, I think you can stand again. Is as you said, is a no-nonsense, action-oriented minister, and his speech is evidence of that. We know he's late. We have our senator, David Karitori, here with us. We have Mheshimiwa Moro Kamori. These are the ones who come from Igembe, which is the center of all the Miraa activities, and of course the Speaker of the Meru County Assembly, Dr. Kaberia. Maybe you can come here, Florence, to take a picture as we give this token to the minister. And the two colleagues, the two ministers, can also Come here. Where is Dr. Mutunga? Sorry, understand Dr. Mutunga is also in the house. Yeah, karibu sana, come up.
Okay. Very much.
Study, you will be seated, and then we shall escort the minister, and then we shall continue with the conference.
Yeah.
Very good. That's why